God, I don't feel ready for this week. Not because I don't want to move forward, but because I already know what it's going to demand from me. The pressure, the responsibilities, the things I can't avoid. And if I'm honest, I don't feel like I have enough strength to handle it the way I should. I've been trying to hold everything together on my own, trying to stay ahead, trying to make sure nothing falls apart. But all it's doing is draining me. And I don't want to walk into another week depending only on myself, pretending I'm strong when inside I feel tired before it even begins. I need something deeper than motivation. I need strength that comes from you, not from me. Strength that holds when I feel weak, clarity when I don't know what to do, and the ability to stand firm when everything around me feels heavy. So before I take another step into this week, before I face everything that's waiting for me, if you feel that same pressure, that same weight sitting on you right now, stay here for a moment and pray this with me. God, as I stand at the beginning of this week, I don't want to move forward pretending that I feel ready, when I know there is a weight already sitting on me. There are responsibilities waiting, expectations that won't pause, and situations that require more from me than I feel I have to give. I can already sense the pace of what is coming, and part of me feels the pressure before anything has even started. I don't want to ignore that feeling or push it aside, because you already see it clearly, and there is no reason for me to hide what I am carrying. There have been days where I have forced myself to keep going without stopping, convincing myself that I just need to be stronger, more disciplined, or more focused. I've told myself that if I push hard enough, I will be able to handle everything that comes my way. But I also recognize that this way of moving through life has been draining me in ways I don't always acknowledge. It has made me feel like everything depends on how well I perform, how much I can endure, and how quickly I can adapt to whatever is placed in front of me. Lord, I don't want to start this week relying only on my own strength. I've tried that before, and I know how it ends. It leads to exhaustion, frustration, and a constant sense of pressure that never fully goes away. It makes me feel like I have to carry everything at once. And when something doesn't go the way I expected, I begin to question myself instead of turning to you. I don't want to repeat that pattern again. What I need right now is not just energy to get through the day, but strength that is steady and consistent. Strength that doesn't depend on how I feel in the moment, or on whether things are going smoothly. I need strength that allows me to keep moving forward even when I feel stretched, even when I feel uncertain, and even when I don't see immediate results from my efforts. I need a foundation that doesn't shift with every challenge that comes my way. There are situations ahead of me that I cannot avoid, conversations that may not be easy, and responsibilities that require my full attention. I don't want to approach them with fear or hesitation, but I also don't want to pretend that they are simple when they are not. I want to face them with a sense of steadiness that comes from knowing that I am not facing them alone. I want to carry myself differently, not because everything is easy, but because I know where my strength is coming from. God, help me recognize the difference between pushing myself and being strengthened by you. There is a difference between forcing my way through something and being guided through it. When I try to force everything on my own, I end up overwhelmed and scattered. But when I allow you to lead me, there is a sense of direction that keeps me grounded even in difficult moments. I want to learn how to move in that direction, where I am not driven by pressure, but supported by something greater than myself. I also want to release the fear of not doing enough. There is a part of me that constantly feels like I'm falling behind, like I should be doing more, achieving more, or handling things better than I currently am. That pressure makes me rush, makes me doubt, and makes me lose focus on what is actually in front of me. But I understand that moving forward is not about trying to meet every expectation at once. It is about taking each step with clarity and intention. As I begin this week, I want my mind to be clear, not crowded with everything that could go wrong. I want my focus to be sharp, not divided by every possible outcome. And I want my heart to be steady, not weighed down by anticipation. That kind of steadiness, it does not come from me trying harder. It comes from me trusting that I'm being strengthened in ways that go beyond what I can see. And even now, as I take this first step into what is ahead, I choose not to depend on my own ability alone. I choose to rely on you, to draw from you, and to trust that the strength I need will meet me in every moment I walk through, even before I realize I need it. God, as I move forward into this week, I begin to notice how easily my focus can shift when pressure starts to build. It doesn't always happen in obvious ways, but it shows up in how quickly my mind fills with everything I need to do, everything I might forget, and everything that could go wrong if I don't stay on top of it. And before I even realize it, I'm no longer present in what I'm doing. I'm already somewhere ahead, trying to manage what hasn't even happened yet. There is a constant pull toward distraction that I don't always recognize at first. It's not just external noise or interruptions. It's internal. Thoughts that compete for attention, concerns that repeat themselves, and a sense of urgency that makes everything feel like it needs to be handled immediately. And when everything feels urgent, I lose the ability to see clearly what actually matters in the moment. Lord, I don't want to move through this week scattered, reacting to everything, jumping from one thing to another without direction. I don't want to be driven by pressure or by the fear of falling behind. I want to move with intention, with clarity, and with a sense of order that allows me to focus on what is in front of me, without being pulled in every direction at once. Help me develop a steady mind, one that doesn't get overwhelmed by the amount of things I have to face. A mind that can stay grounded even when there is a lot happening around me. I don't want to be easily shaken by every change or every unexpected situation. I want to remain centered, able to think clearly, able to respond with calm instead of reacting out of stress. There are moments when I start something and my attention quickly drifts, not because I don't care, but because my thoughts are already divided. Part of me is focused on what I'm doing, while another part is thinking about what comes next, what I might have missed, or what I still need to figure out. And that division keeps me from fully giving my attention to anything, which only increases the pressure I feel. God, I need focus that holds. Not temporary concentration that fades quickly, but a steady attention that allows me to complete what I start without constantly shifting. I need the ability to stay present, to give my full attention to one thing at a time, and to trust that I don't have to handle everything all at once in order to move forward. I also recognize how easily comparison can disrupt my focus. When I start looking at what others are doing, how fast they are moving, or how much they seem to be handling, it creates a pressure that doesn't belong to me. It makes me feel like I need to catch up, like I'm behind, or like I should be doing more than I currently am. And in that mindset, I lose sight of what I am actually meant to focus on. Help me stay grounded in my own path, not distracted by what others are doing, not influenced by expectations that are not mine, and not pulled into a sense of urgency that comes from comparison rather than from purpose. What I am responsible for is what is in front of me, not everything happening around me. There are also moments when confusion starts to build, when I'm not sure what the right next step is. In those moments, I tend to overthink, to go back and forth between options, and to hesitate longer than I should. I don't want to stay stuck in that cycle of indecision, constantly questioning myself instead of moving forward. Give me clarity that is steady, not rushed. Clarity that allows me to recognize what needs my attention now, without feeling pressured to figure out everything at once. I don't need to see the entire path ahead. I just need to see the next step clearly enough to take it with confidence. As this week unfolds, I want to move with consistency, not starting strong and losing momentum. Not feeling focused one moment and overwhelmed the next. I want to carry a sense of steadiness that remains even when things get busy, even when unexpected situations arise, and even when I feel stretched beyond what is comfortable. God, I also ask for discipline that is not driven by pressure, but by purpose. The kind of discipline that helps me stay committed to what matters, even when I don't feel motivated. The kind that keeps me grounded when distractions appear, and that helps me return to what I need to focus on without feeling frustrated with myself. Instead of trying to control every detail of this week, I choose to move with clarity, to stay focused on what is in front of me, and to trust that I don't need to carry everything at once. I don't need to rush through it, and I don't need to prove anything by how much I can handle at the same time. I will take this week one step at a time, with a steady mind, a clear focus, and a sense of direction that is not driven by pressure, but guided by you. God, as I step into this week, I am not walking into it the same way I did before. I am not carrying the same pressure, and I am not relying on the same limited strength that has left me exhausted in the past. I recognize that what is in front of me may still be demanding, and there may still be moments that test me, but I'm choosing to face all of it from a place that is no longer rooted in fear or tension. I am not trying to control everything before it happens, and I am not trying to prepare for every possible outcome. I release that need completely. What is ahead of me does not require me to have everything figured out in advance. It requires me to remain steady in each moment, to respond with clarity instead of reacting with pressure, and to trust that I will have what I need when I need it. I will not start this week already defeated in my mind. I will not walk into it, expecting things to go wrong or assuming that I will not be able to handle what comes my way. I refuse to carry that mindset with me any longer. Instead, I choose to stand firm. Not because everything is easy, but because I know I am being strengthened beyond what I can see. When pressure rises, I will not allow it to take over my thinking. When situations become demanding, I will not lose my focus. And when I feel stretched, I will not go back to relying only on myself. I will remain grounded, aware, and steady, knowing that I am not facing anything in isolation. There are things I will need to handle this week, and I will handle them with clarity. There are decisions I will need to make, and I will make them without being overwhelmed by doubt. There are moments that will require strength, and that strength will be present when I need it. I am not walking into this week empty, and I am not stepping into it unprepared. What I need is already being made available to me in each moment I move forward. I also choose not to return to patterns that have drained me. I am not going back to overthinking every detail. And I am not going back to placing unnecessary pressure on myself to manage everything at once. I will move with intention, giving my full attention to what is in front of me instead of dividing my focus across everything that could happen next. I am not rushing this week, and I am not trying to prove anything through how much I can handle. I will move at a pace that allows me to remain clear, focused, and grounded. I will not allow urgency to replace direction. And I will not allow pressure to dictate how I think or how I respond. God, I trust that you are present in every moment of this week, not only in the easy parts, but in the demanding ones as well. I trust that I will not be left to figure everything out on my own. And I trust that I will not reach a point where I have nothing left to give. What I need will meet me in each step, and I will not run out of the strength that comes from you. So I move forward without hesitation. I move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. I move forward with a clear mind, a steady heart, and a confidence that does not depend on how I feel, but on where my strength is coming from. And as I take each step into this week, I trust that I will remain grounded, focused, and able to face everything in front of me with strength that does not fail.